What color is fire? Your first instinct might be to say that fire is orange. And then you might think, well, really, the fiery part of the fire is blue. Then you might think, well, this is physics and it's probably a trick question. Fire could be any color, depends on what you're burning. And all of those are correct answers. Really, there's only one color that fire can't be. Black. Because fire emits light, and black is the absorption of light. Right? Once again, trick question. Of course, fire is a chemical reaction, and it generates a lot of heat. It's exothermic. Oftentimes, fire is filled with a bunch of hot, sooty particles, and hot soot tends to glow orangish. It's blackbody radiation. That's the orange part of the fire. The part of the fire that's undergoing a chemical reaction tends to form ions. Those ions absorb electrons and release photons. In your everyday fire, those photons are blue. But this process also works in reverse. Let's say, for example, we're burning some sodium. Sodium ions emit yellow photons whenever they reabsorb their electrons. If we send in photons of the same wavelength, they'll get absorbed by the atoms and ionize them. And since the fire is absorbing light, it turns black. Now, there's a lot of ambient light in here, so the only way you can actually see this is if the only light that's being emitted by anything other than the fire is that sodium yellow. This sodium yellow. We're going to shine this light on a fire. So we're going to drip some salt water onto an open flame. Dissolving the salt into the water helps to separate the sodium and chlorine atoms. It also spreads them out, so we get better coverage from the flame. We'll also try and get a bigger black flame by soaking some of that salt water into a paper towel and lighting that on fire. Here we see the flame and its shadow, or at least the shadow of the burner. The flame itself isn't generating a shadow, just some hot air currents. We see from the flickering, this is about where the flame's shadow would be. And like magic, the addition of salt gives us a shadow. Here we can see a great black outline all across the flame.